homeBistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options, world-class chefs, and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes, and no commitment. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specializing in affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from Home Bistro? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with HomeBistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with HomeBistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information. Located in Henderson, Nevada, bulksupplements.com supplies over 400 pure nutritional supplements, ingredients to hundreds of thousands of consumers and manufacturers. All of their products are available from grams to metric tons through their online store at bulks.com. Orders received 4 noon Pacific Standard Time shipped the same day. Their FDA registered CGMP manufactured and distributing facility has a staff over 60 full-time employees that take pride in providing excellent customer service and producing quality products for their customers. The wellness of the community is of the utmost importance to Bulk Supplements. It's dedicated to maintaining all health code and government regulation. Each supplement is tested in their in-house laboratory before distribution, ensuring that all products are safe for consumption. For any additional testing, they utilize reputable and vetted US-based independent labs. Customer service is available 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time through live chat, phone, and email. Bulk Supplements products are produced in an FDA registered and inspected manufacturing facility. So if you want quality supplements at a quality price, Bulk Supplements is the company for you. Bulk Supplements, clean and pure bulk supplements. Check the link in the description section below for more information. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Who That family, check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking indeed. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway. maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation? Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Coach, bit of an obvious question, but in the league and starting field position, my question is mainly, how much has that been an emphasis for you guys, and what are some of the areas?
Well, look, it benefits everything because it's hidden yardage, it's all your percentages scoring wise, where you start with the football. It's a big part of our kicking game, but it's also there's a sequence last week where we get the ball on the 1 yard line, half-yard line, coming out, and 2 first downs or 20 yards puts the ball back in a neutral field position. Now, fortunately, we were able to get more yards, and then I think we punted that series. But that's a significant example of the opponent starting as opposed to midfield, on their end of the field. And so whether it's the return game, whether it's the coverage unit, defense or offense, all of it directly contributes to scoring. And if you study hidden yardage as it relates to points, I think you can see then the significance.
Hey, Sean, yesterday, Emmanuel Sanders talked about it was the most exciting game he'd ever been a part of, 49ers Saints game last year. Even though the Saints didn't win it, how fun was that game for you? And just what do you remember about that atmosphere on that regular season game?
Well, look, we were just talking about it. You watch the tape early in the week. I just finished watching it a third time. Obviously, there were flows to that game. So many different elements to it. You don't remember them all until you watch it again. And good for the offenses, not as good for the defenses. And it was just the changes and everything that took place was certainly unique.
Hey, Sean, speaking of the atmosphere, obviously no fans has been a big topic this season. It's 6,000 now. It's still not 10%, but do you maybe have like a message for them to come or anything you hope to see from the fans, even though it's only 6,000, it's still more than what you've been playing in front of?
Yeah, and look, our last home game, we noticed a difference from the very beginning where it was, completely sterile. And so as we progress through season and continue to have more fans, we certainly appreciate it and feel the difference. And so, that's something that there's just such a passion with our fan base that that little bit matters.
Well, you guys have been able to drastically reduce the penalties these last several games. I guess you can't really, go through a whole new method of teaching, but is it discipline now?
Well, there's several elements to it. The crew we have this week is the crew we had when we played Green Bay. I think we had 9 penalties in that game, so that's certainly been a point of emphasis this week. And, it's good to see those numbers drop. I think that's going to be important for us, not only in this game, but moving forward.
Sean, with DeMario getting more snaps at the Mike linebacker, what do you guys get out of having him at that spot as opposed to the weak side?
Yeah, well, look, there's so much nickel played that he's playing the same position. So you're really talking about the handful of snaps when we're in base defense. he's comfortable with it. And again, it's not been a drastic change, but we feel like it's our best lineup.
Is this a base you guys have played with the more dime stuff that you guys are doing? I think it's probably feels like 20 snaps probably the whole season.
Well, forget dime or forget nickel. We've been in both on third down. We've been in a handful of personnel packages. But to your original question, how much base? A lot of it's opponent driven. These guys run the football extremely well, and so you're really studying personnel packages and making those decisions.
Sean, when you're adding a player mid-season like you guys did with Kwon, how much goes into seeing whether that player will be a culture fit, if any? Do you guys go reach out to old coaches and stuff?
Everyone, yeah, absolutely we do, and just the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. That's really encouraging. But yes.
Coach, you've had some great offensive linemen that have played for you, like Jari Evans and Carl Nix. Do you see any similar traits in McCoy and Reed? And if so, what are they?
Well, look, these guys are young players. Obviously, with McCoy, I mean, he's come in day one as a rookie, started at center. He's strong, he's powerful, he's smart, he loves football. We like the group that we're working with right now. It's a close-knit group. I could put the tackles outside and go through every one of these players, but generally speaking, you have to draft and hit on your draft picks, and then pick and choose when you're wanting to supplement that group with free agents, and I think we've done that.
That's Coach Sean Payton chiming in. Who that to the beautiful black and gold family members chiming the live stream. Much love to you and Yearns. On this episode of the Sports Coma, big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for spending y'all Friday afternoon with the Sports Coma. Much love to all of you guys out there, and I truly appreciate you guys being here. There's a million places you can be, but you're here with the Sports Coma and the Great Saint Think Tank. Much love to the family members for joining us. That was Coach Payton chiming. In just a moment, we'll get done with our interviews. We'll run Kwon Alexander next. His first time dropping in on the interview and hear what the newest Saint member has to say about joining the Saints. Of course, Coach Payton speaks highly of him. I watched the tape on him. He could play, man. The only issue with him is injuries, man. He's definitely going to bring something really interesting to the team in terms of a speed dynamic. Now, a pretty cheap contract this year. It then jumps from the $500, just over $500 something thousand that it is, to about $12 million over the next year and then the preceding year, the year after. And we'll see how it looks. I most certainly think that this guy is definitely going to help in terms of covering the tight end. So it's big. We'll hear from Kwon Alexander in just a second. I'd just like to give a big shout out to all the Black and Gold family members in the stream. Big ups to you. We'll do roll call after Kwon's interview. So we'll get ready to play Kwon Alexander next as he chimes in on the Sports Coma. But like I said, this is interesting. Of course, we'll talk about
jump into
it.
Kwon Alexander. A team mid-season, and if so, what has that kind of adjustment been like for you?
Yeah, this is my first time ever jumping into a team in the middle of the season, but I'm just adjusting, trying to get ready and be prepared for this week. So everything been smooth, everything been going well, so we just trying to get going now.
What's kind of like the first priority for you? Is it learning the playbook, or is it even just like getting to know your teammates and like all the little things like handshakes and stuff like that?
Really the playbook first, and then everything else comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Just the chemistry with the team and everything. That's gonna take time, but for right now everything been going well. But just the playbook so I can be on point and be with everybody else.
Next question from John DeSager.
On general, I view it's the terminology that takes the catching up to it. Is that pretty much the same? Because usually the calls are somewhat similar. Is it pretty much the terminology where you're catching up?
Yeah, it's just the terminology. That's it. And I'm getting that down. Everything gonna be smooth. Probably everything gonna be smooth this week. While I got it all down, I'm gonna have it down by Sunday. Everything should be ready to go.
Hey, Kwon, what do you feel like you bring to this defense or to a team in general?
I bring passion, love for the game, energy. I love to compete. I see they like to compete. I feel like I fit well in here, and we're ready to take off.
Next question from Amy Johnson.
Yeah, you were, with the team last week, but couldn't play against your old team in Tampa, and now another old team of yours in the 49ers. Is that a little bit special? Is there like a revenge game aspect to it, or you're just not trying to pay attention to that?
I treat every game as the same. I'm gonna go out there and execute with the team. We're gonna go out there and get the job done. We just can't we can't wait to go out there and have fun and enjoy the dub when we get it.
Have you thought about how weird it is, though, that your first game, not as a 49er, is against the 49ers?
Nah, I don't feel like it's weird. I feel like it's a blend. God don't make no mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to go out there and just do what I do best and just have fun and enjoy the game.
Next, Ron Walker.
Hey, Kwon, I don't think you made the trip to New Orleans last year, but what do you sort of remember about that game, just watching it as a spectator, I guess, just thanks to 49ers game?
I actually made the trip last year.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, and it was a fun game, man. It was a fun game, very physical, high-scoring game. But I feel like it's going to be different this year. We're going to come out ready to rock and roll and get to it, get the ball to the offense, get some takeaways, and get a dub.
What do you remember about just the atmosphere in the Dome that day, that particular day?
The atmosphere in the Dome been legendary, Since when I was in Tampa, I used to always come down here too, and it was amazing, legendary. Fans was legendary. They had so much, faith. You know what I'm saying? They love the team, the players. And I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Next question's from Amos Brown.
Yeah, Kwon, I know last week you obviously had to go through the COVID protocol. Was there anything you were able to do that week to help you kind of prepare for this week and the game on Sunday?
I was just preparing my mind, just getting ready for the plays, the adjustment. And everything been going smooth and legendary so far, so we're just going to keep it going just like that.
Next one from Amy Jones.
Yeah, as is tradition for all new players, whether they're practice squad players or starters, got to do up-downs on Friday. It looked like you were smiling over there. And then Alex Ambloni said something to you. What was that like, getting initiated today?
I mean, it was fun. Them 40 up-downs was something now. But it was smooth. We knocked them out. I just appreciate the team for just bringing me in and just taking me in. I'm ready to rock and roll and get going.
What Alex say to you?
Alex, he was just telling me to get my mind right because, I be hyped before practice. So he was like, hey, man, say your energy. So I was like, all right, I got you. But, I knocked them out for the squad. I'm initiated now. I'm ready to get going.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Two questions. First, how long has it been since you haven't had red hair? Like, is that going to have to change now you're not playing in a red uniform?
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing it, man. I had the red hair for a little minute now, so I guess it's time for a change. I'm thinking about it now, but I'm way more focused on the game, just trying to be prepared more this week, and get this win.
And I know you're an Alabama native, but obviously played school here in Louisiana. Is there anything special about just being back here for you?
Everything is special. The people, just being close to home too. Family can come watch the game, being close to my son, just everything around here just legendary, man. I'm just happy to be back, especially in the booth, man. They show major love, and I just can't wait to go out there and ball for them.
That's Kwon Alexander, man. Big ups to Kwon Alexander, and welcome to the Saints, man. Big ups to Kwon Alexander. Of course, I'm an LSU man, and Kwon was there. He was a pretty good player there for the LSU Tigers, and I'm glad that the Saints made a move to get a guy as fast and as furious as Kwon Alexander. And I'm thinking he might change his hair, his hair from red to gold. How about that? Let's change it to gold, bro. Let's get rid of that 49er red. You know what I'm saying? But big ups to the rest of the family members in the live stream. Welcome to the latest installment of the Sports Coma. Big ups, family. Thank you for joining us on this edition of the show. Much love to the family members. And big ups. Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. Of course, I'm Big Q. This is the Sports Coma, entitled the TSC Saints vs. 49ers preview and more. I'm your host, Big Q. You are the great Saint think tank, the greatest collective minds and most passionate, intelligent, black and gold family members in the hemisphere. Let me tell you something. And that roll right off the tongue because it's the absolute truth. Big ups to the family members. And as we do our roll call, GM Kev. What's up, fam? Big ups to GM Kev. Who that to you? Tramal Kellum. Who that to you? Tyra. Who that to you? J-Rock. Who that to you? 504 Hot Boy. Who that to you? Kelvin Washington from Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Kel? Who that to you, bro? Welcome to the show. KB, who that to you? David Kemp, who that to you? Great to see you in the chat there, Dave. Big ups to you. Brother Jerry Paul, who that to you? Good to see you, Brother Jay. Brian Pearson, who that to you? Good to see you, Brian. Who that to you as well? And let's see if I get the rest of the family members. KB, who that to you? Straight Booming Podcast, who that to you? Gabriel Thomas, who that to you? Travis 504, who that to you? Dave says, Payton must be hearing you, Big Q. He was he would stop running them screens behind with AK-41. That's how Traquan got his TD. They bit on the screen. I told you, bro. We know football, man. That's what the Sports Coma is. That should be the motto of the show. The Sports Coma. We know football. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you. Travis 504, who that to you? Abraham, who that to you? What's up, Abe? Chilling out there in California. Big ups to you, fam. Sat Scott, who that to you? Okula McGee, who that to you? Okula. Good to see you in the chat. Nola Bars, who that to you? Josh Goat 23, who that to you? Dirty South Voodoo Jack, who that to you? Till, my dog Till is in the bill. Till the legend, who that to you? William Dickerson, who that to you? Shadrack, who that to you? Shedrick Mosley, who that to you, fam? Good to see you. Iceman, what up, Iceman? Who that to you? Rush Hour, who that to you? Don Juan Fontaine, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Dada, what's up, Dada? Big ups to you, cuz. Who that to you? Lori Hackler, what's up, Lori? How you doing, baby? Venom Rage, who that to you as well? Kid Reese 225, who that to you? Kid Reese. Jarvis Rogers, who that to you? Aaron Campos, who that to you? Devin C, who that to you? Jordan, who that to you, fam? Big ups to you. Gerald, who that to you? Darrell, who that to you? Kenny, who that to you? Tack Robinson, who that to you? Big ups to all the family members chiming in the live stream. And if I didn't give you a who that, give me a who that, and I give you a who that back. You know how we do it here. So as you can see, family, I'd like to thank y'all for joining in on with us with the show. And the reality is, you know, Sean Payton said he watched that old game 3 times about how bad the defense was and so on and so forth. And he used the term flows. If you go back and listen to the San Francisco 49er broadcast we did last year, in particular, the post coverage that we did here on the Sports Coma, you know, I kind of laid it out, the fact that what Coach Payton got caught up in the flow. He says he got caught up in the flow of the game, which basically says he lost his head in the game. That's what it was. And the reason why he lost his head is because him and Kyle Shanahan has an unfriendly rivalry. I can say it no than that. And that's pretty much what happened. Was he got caught up in the fact that he wanted to blow out Shanahan, and Shanahan wasn't having. That's why the game was like what it was. The defense was out there a little too long. Offense was scoring too quick. You know, if we would have controlled the clock and did what we were supposed to do, I really do think that we would have came out better in the matchup. I'm just going to keep it real with you. We would have came out a lot better in the matchup, but it is what it is. We learned from this, and that's why I said in yesterday's show, I'm simply hoping that Coach Payton remains calm and patient in this matchup, and I think he will. I think he will remain calm and patient in this matchup because, to a degree, I think he learned from what happened last year when we could have beat the 49ers. When we lost to the 49ers, we spent most of our time chasing them, and we never caught them after we lost that game. And sometimes you only get one opportunity, man. You know, and then we were hoping people lose and see It don't supposed to go like that. If you're a champion, you take care of business. You take care of business. You know, if you got the house money or you got the light bill money or whatever, you don't give it to your neighbor or the man up the street and say, can you go pay my mortgage for me? No, you're going to take care of business yourself if you want it done the correct way. We're not going to leave it in the hands of others to take care of it. You know, we have to take care of it ourselves. So, I mean, we have to remember that. And I think Coach Payton won't be that amped in this game because it's not the same atmosphere being at the 49ers are struggling to have injuries all over the place. And I think we should be all right. All right, but that was my main concern, to be honest with you, if he can keep a cool head, because I know how he doesn't like Shanahan. He wants to beat him every chance he gets. Shanahan was the offensive coordinator with the Atlanta Falcons all those years ago. And he took the 49ers job. Them guys are competitors just like he and Zimmer are. But those coaches know Sean Payton, they can get up under his skin, and he got to cut that out. Because that's how the Minnesota Vikings continue to give the Saints problems, because they get that man get up under his skin. You have to be smarter than that. You can't tell Chauncey Gardner-Johnson not to do that old silly stuff that he do, and then you get out there and do some silly stuff. That's hypocritical. All right, let's keep it going, fam. I just wanted to drop a little tidbit. Big ups to the rest of the family members joining the live stream. Big ups to you. William says, how many snaps you think Kwon gonna get Sunday? Hard to tell, bro. But I think the Saints want him to be a major part of it. You never know. I don't think he'll get as many as Alex Anzalone, I don't think. You know, but we'll see how it shakes, man. You know, I'm thinking he'll get a good bit of them, but I don't think a lot. He doesn't know enough of the system. He got to get acclimated. And of course, I remember what DeMario said. You don't have to tell him nothing. I mean, he has a familiarity with defensive schemes. He's a pretty intelligent guy, but it still takes time. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I know he can cover the tight end. So if DeMario's there, he's gonna have to let him know what time it is and help him out. Anderson Baker, who that to you, bro? B Jizzle, what's who that to you, fam? Thank you for joining us. Keith, what's up? Keith Herder, who that, bro? He says, yo, Q, I really believe this is our year. We finally got a number 2 receiver who's playing in big games. Thank you, Keith. Much love to you, bro. Appreciate you being here. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, my friend. I think actually we got a real number 2 wide receiver. We're healthy. We have Mike there. We have Emmanuel there. And then when Mike and Emmanuel weren't there, you had Traquan Smith that showed everybody that he's arrived. You also had Marquez Callaway that came out of the blue. You also had Deontay Harris that stepped the hell up. We finally seen Adam Troutman's sighting. And besides, he was out there doing a lot of blocking, not much catching of the ball until against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good to see him getting involved. So the number 2 wide receiver helps complement Mike Thomas, and he also schools Mike Thomas. As great as Mike Thomas is, Emmanuel Sanders has been there and done that, and is schooling Mike in terms of being an on-field coach with Mike to help him become a better professional, because Emmanuel's a solid dude. And then you have him with his instruction. You can't tell me that Emmanuel Sanders is not helping out with the development of young receivers like Deontay Harris and Marquez Callaway and Traquan Smith. It's just too much goodness going on there to not say that he did that when he has a track net with prior teams. Debo Samuels and the rest of those guys always talk about how Emmanuel Sanders helped them to see the game better. You know, he just has a good way of communicating the game. And plus, he's a ferocious contender. You see him out there, he's a mild-mannered dude. But when he get on the field, it's a whole nother dude. You know, he feisty, he got attitude. You know, he get mad if you don't throw him the ball. I love that, man. I think Emmanuel Sanders is a fantastic weapon. He got speed, hands, intelligence. A lot of people underestimate Emmanuel Sanders, let me tell you something. And I don't know why. Maybe because of the injuries and every team that he ever went to besides the 49ers last year. He got there and he was seen like an old veteran, I guess. And they didn't look at him being that guy. But Shanahan and the rest of them said Emmanuel Sanders took their game to the next level. That's why they gave up so much to get him there, because they knew that he would be the piece to get them there. And he did get them there, you know. He got them up there. They just didn't take care of business. All right. Let's keep it going. Thank you, Keith, for that. Big ups to you and the rest of the family members. Much love to you, J-Rock. See, if Jared Cook wasn't knocked out of the game, the Saints have won. The 49ers couldn't stop him. That's right. Yeah, that's true, bro. That's right. Jared, yeah, that's true. That is absolutely the case as well. And we had a game plan for Jared Cook, and he hit him, and they knocked him out of there. And unfortunately, we needed to adjust, and we could not adjust. That's when you're supposed to play chess, and somebody, your pivotal heavyweight pieces, you then must turn around and find something else to win. And like I said, you keep adjusting until you die. You understand? If something don't work, adjust. If that don't work, adjust. If that don't work, adjust. You adjust until that adjustment actually changes the game. Then you know it works. That's what I mean by that. But big ups to the rest of the family members for joining in the stream. Who that to you? Everyone. Okay, welcome to the show, family. I thank everybody for jumping in the show. On this show, we're going to break down and do our Friday thing where we break down the game, stats, facts, breakdown. We already got. We're going to cover the injury report. We're also going to get into, a little news. We're going to cover. We already heard from linebacker Kwon Alexander, his interview. We're going to share you some news articles, and we're going to hit the injury report, and then we're going to go right into the depth chart breakdown for both teams, statistical breakdown as well. And we're going to show you the statistics on Kwon Alexander, just for those who haven't been able to see it. Who that to you, Todd? Good to see you in the chat, Todd. Redu, big ups to you. Amzaya Israel. I hope I said that right, my man. Amazah. I'm going to give you another shot at that. Amaziah Israel. Who that to you, bro? Thank you for joining us here, man. He said they talked about Brady has weapons. I had to take time with that one, bro, because, that sounds like a pretty important name there. I got to take my time with that one. He said they're talking about Brady has weapons, but Breeze has an embarrassment of weapons also, and it showed versus the number one defense. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you for being here. Much love to you and welcome. All right. Thank you, fam. All right. Without further ado, family, hit the like button if you please. We'll get right into the start of the show. Okay. Thank you. He said, yeah, that's right. All right. Thank you, bro. All right. We'll move right into the show. We're going to start off. I guess we can start off with the injury report. Just give me a second. I'm just kind of situating everything. We'll share the screen. Please feel free to hit the like button, family, as we get going in this thing. All right, here we go. We're going to start off the Saints injury report here, and we're going to do it for Friday's Week 10 report. As you can see, quite a few people on it, but most of these people will play. Limited in practice. McCoy with that elbow, but we know he'll play. Drew with that right shoulder. Limited in practice. And look, Ryan Ramczyk is back to full practice, so he's over the back situation that plagued him over the last several days or so. Good to see him back. And how about this? Look at this designation for Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas is listed full practice for the first time in a while. How about that? So can we say Mike has made it through the tough part of the ankle and hamstring issues? He fully practiced without any limitations. That is a big step in the right direction. Who that to you, Thomas? Thomas Metcalf. He says, what's your biggest fear with the defense? Who that? Who that to you? And thank you for joining us, Thomas. The biggest fear with the defense, always the secondary. I really have issues. I think the secondary, if we have injuries to our secondary, that's my biggest fear. And injuries to our defensive line. There is not much depth there behind the top three defensive end. So we have the interior line. I'm all right with it. The end positions, we have to stay healthy at the three end positions. Y'all know who the three ends are. We need those guys for the whole season, and we need to stay healthy with the three cornerbacks. So my biggest fear with the defense is secondary injuries to our cornerbacks and the injuries to our defensive linemen, because I think after those three guys on both those groups, it's a severe drop off in talent. So that's the answer to that question. Thank you for the question, Thomas. Who that tell you? All right, family, let's keep on going here as I get through the rest of this thing. Dwayne Washington is up there. He has a back issue. He was limited, then he was shut down and is listed as questionable. So Dwayne probably won't play in this contest. We more than likely will see Ty Montgomery get an opportunity to shine, which is okay. Dwayne does a good job in the special team, so seeing Ty Montgomery there would more than likely be a big help. San Francisco 49ers injury side of things, the 49ers activated Kendrick Bourne from the C19 list, and they need Bourne to help out. He's a wide receiver with a lot of talent there, so we'll see how he looks. But these guys are out. Tevin Coleman, the former Atlanta Falcon, dealing with knee issues. He was shut down the entire month. His game status is out. Deebo Samuel, their best wide receiver, in my opinion, hamstring issue. He's out. Trent Taylor, who's their wide receiver, fully practiced. He has a questionable designation, which means he'll play. Kwon Williams is another guy that is listed as out. One of their cornerbacks, one of their starting linebackers, Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, out as well with hamstring issues. And then Craycraft. Try saying that 5 times. River Craycraft is questionable as well with quadricep issues. So they do get Kendrick Bourne back. They don't have Tevin Coleman. They don't have Deebo Samuel. But we'll go over their depth chart and we'll show you what we need to look out from this very banged up team. And Anderson Baker, who that to you, Anderson, Big Q. Let me see here if I can hold on here, Anderson, and scroll on. Give me just a second now. He says, Big Q, we still can put Cook on the 49ers because they couldn't stop him and they were healthy. He says healthy. They sure can't stop him now. That's true. You definitely can tear them up with that now, man. Ain't no doubt about it, bro. They banged up all over the place. So I agree with you on that, Anderson. Who that to you? Welcome to the show, bro. Superstar Louisiana boy. Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups to you, fam. Much love to you. You're right. Keith said Ty Montgomery's basically a wide receiver. I agree with that as well. You know, he is definitely that. Boy, is he tough too. He's tough as hell, man. That's a football player. I already said that. Aaron Campos, big ups to you, Aaron. Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to your family. Much love to you. And all the family members joining us. Zoldy MTE, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat, fam. Much love to you. Uncle Paulie's in the building as well. Big ups to Uncle Paulie. All right, and that's the injury. That's the injury report, family. Like I said, we're showing you pretty much what's going on with them. All these guys are going to play, for the exception of Dwayne Washington, in my opinion. He is questionable, but usually when they shut you down on Friday, chances are you're not going to play. Who that to you, Jermaine? Good to see Jermaine Scobie in the building. Big ups, fam. Welcome to the show. All right, let's move on to this one here. This is another report that I dug up about Deebo Samuel. And also, I know that if you look at this injury report for the 49ers, it makes no reference of Richard Sherman. Well, this one does. This is from their side of things, from 49ers.com. I digged up on the enemy's website and was able to pull up this injury report that these guys have about who they're not going to play. As you can see, Kyle Shanahan spoke with the media Friday to give status updates on several members. Niners heading into the Sunday's matchup against the Saints. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel will miss his 3rd game, with signs pointing to a post-bye week return. You know, he called it a long shot. 49ers already thin at wide receiver. River Craycraft and Trent Taylor questionable heading to the weekend. Craycraft suffered a quad contusion and nursing a back injury. Kendrick Bourne, who missed the 49ers matchup with the Packers due to being placed on C-19, is cleared to play, and they really need him at this time. And then, of course, Shanahan was saying, anytime you're not here for 10 days and miss 2 weeks of practice is an issue. But we're down some receivers, so he's going to have to be up regardless. We're going to be smart with him. And, of course, there are other receivers like Brandon Ayuk, who's pretty good, is a pretty good young receiver. He's going to have a bright future with them. Richie James is another one of these guys that's really they discovered he's a pretty good young wide receiver and has some speed, can catch as well. Not a well guy, but somebody you have to look out for. San Francisco also wait another week for Sherman's return. Now, this was something that was thrown out there, is that Sherman, the corner, practiced all 3 days this week. However, he feels good about having Sherman back for the 49 for San Francisco for week 12 against the Rams. So Sherman's been shut down, even though that wasn't listed on the injury the report that we have. That's why I said, hold on, let me check. And I brought up what they had. So to be quite honest with you, with that being said, all I can say is that Richard Sherman, which I was looking forward to see Richard Sherman playing, he's not going to be playing in the matchup. So how about that? So let's move on to the next article, family. And we're going to do this one here. And this is going to be how the Saints seeded ahead of the Packers. Way too early to look at the familiar playoff tiebreakers. It's coming from Amy over there. And this is what the NFC playoff race is looking like as it stands right now. As you can see right now, the 6-2 winners of 5 in a row sit in a first place there. You know, in the playoff race, Saints are seeded number 1, fam. I don't know if people realize that or not, but this is the graph as you can see it, as the Saints sit number 1. Number one in the playoff race. Saints are 6-2. As you can see, the 49ers 4-5. Then you got Seattle right behind them at 6-2. Packers at 6-2. Saints have a better conference record. That's why they were able to over the Packers. Saints early this year, better conference record. Seattle, Green Bay, Philly, as stinky as they are, sitting up there 3-4-1. They're the fourth team because they sit on top of the NFC's worst division, the NFC least. You know, so and then behind them in the playoff race, you see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fifth place, the Cardinals, and then the Rams. And then in the hunt, you can see the 49ers sit there as well. You see the Bears at 5-4, 49ers there, and then it's the Vikings, Lions, and so on and so forth. So that's the playoff race as it stands. I just wanted to show the family members that as well, just to let them know the Saints are at top of the NFC. So that's pretty good, man. Make me smile a bit. We just got to keep doing. We peaking at the right time. Stay smart, stay focused, stay determined, stay intense, and we should be able to barrel roll the rest of the schedule into the playoffs. So big ups to the family members for joining us. Hit the like button, family, if you please. All right, let's move into the breakdown aspect of this sucker here, where, you know, we're going to look at the fact that the San Francisco 49ers, man, this is how the depth chart is lining up here. And as you could see, Nick Mullins is their guy. He sits at the top of the QB chain right now. He's the guy right now for him. Nick Mullins. And of course, you look at the skill position, you got Brandon Ayuk here and Deebo Samuel, who I don't think plays, Trent Taylor. So they're so banged up, man. But you should see Brandon Ayuk. You should see Richie James. You should see some of those guys play in this matchup. So Mullins does just enough, man. Mullins is not as bad as you think. He's actually a pretty decent a backup quarterback for you that can win games while your starter is down. And right now, we know that Jimmy Garoppolo is basically out right now in terms of he's out, you know, for the season right now. But Mullins can help you in the interim. They're 4-5 and they're a dangerous 4-5 team. We know Samuel's not in there. Trent Taylor possibly could play. We already talked about the other wide receiver, Ayuk and Richie James. But they also, Coleman's not there, but they do have Jermichael Hasty, who might play, who actually is not a bad runner of the ball for them. He did a pretty decent job in outings before, and they're going to mix up Hasty and McKinnon, who's like a scat back guy, who's finally healthy for them. So the 49ers have enough to try to make it look interesting, even though they're banged up like hell. We just got to get to the quarterback. The offensive line is also a mishmash of having a few injuries as well. If you take a look at them from the defensive standpoint, Bosa's not there, Solomon Thomas is not there, but they do have Eric Armstead there. Pretty good. They do have Deion Jordan there, a guy I was promoting the Saints to get. He's there as a backup to give him a little pass rush. Javon Kinlaw is another big, massive rookie who's actually pretty good. DJ Jones and the rest of those guys, interiorly speaking, with the 49ers scheme. Of course, with outside linebackers like Greenlaw, Fred Warner, which is pretty good. We know Demetrius Flanagan-Foles is out for the game, so you probably El Shahir in the matchup for him. But they got some pretty good linebackers that's still there. And then in the secondary, you got guys like Jason Verrett, who's the former cornerback for the Chargers. He's pretty good. Jimmy Ward is a decent safety. Jaquiski Tart was put up, but they still have very good veterans like Jonathan Cyprin, who came over from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they have a few interesting options that they can go to in the secondary without Sherman be there. Akello Witherspoon is a guy, he gets toasted a lot, but he's a big physical guy. Emmanuel Mosley and the rest of those guys. So it's interesting, man, to say the least. But if you're going to look at the offense and say, okay, what guys we need to watch out for in terms of what you need to pay attention to, we got to sack Nick Mullins. We got to get him on the ground. Bottom line, we got to rough it up, make it look difficult. We got to shut down their rushing attack, whatever they're trying to do, because Shanahan likes to run the football. Shanahan loves to run the football, and we're going to have to shut that down and smother Nick Mullins. You got to watch out for big physical receivers like Brandon Ayuk and this Richie James kid. You got to watch out for him as well. because these guys are talented. They might not have much of a name, but these guys are talented. And then you look at the offensive line. You got Trent Williams, who's good, Laken Tomlinson, who's interesting. And then they have a few issues. Their starting center is hurt, but they got a good right tackle in Mike McGlinchey. And Compton, who's an old veterans there, but they have a few issues with the offensive line where we have to put some pressure on the butts. That's the bottom line, man. I can't say it no more than that. We got to be able to get to these guys and knock them around. So right now, see some of the statistics right here from some of their players right now and the games that they played. Nothing really great to talk about. And of course, as far as the tight end position is concerned, that's another area I want to point to, because the tight end is going to be Jordan Reed, and Jordan Reed's a former Washington Redskin tight end in Washington. He went over to and signed late with the San Francisco 49ers. With George Kittle's out, this gives him opportunity to have Reed, and Reed is a decent option. He's not like what he used to be, where he was a super speedy guy who made some plays. He's kind of, he's a little older now, but he's a guy that the Nick Mullins is going to rely on in the passing game, and we're going to have to cover him up as well. So the 49ers don't have too much I need to be concerned about, or I'm worried about in terms of offensive weaponry, being that they're banged up so much. But to be honest with you, it's the same thing. Smother the rushing attack, a Jermichael Hasty who can run the ball, and they're going to mix McKinnon in there and throw a third back in there. And, of course, we got to watch out for the tight end. And then, of course, we got guys that can get open like Richie James and Ayuk. You got to watch those talented guys as well. So we got to do that. Defensively, they do, like I said, the secondary is missing Sherman, and Tart is put on the IR, but they do have some players back there. I think that the best part of this defense was the defense at Bosa, Thomas, Armstead, and all those guys. But Kerry Hyder's not a bad dude either. And like I said, Kinlaw's a rookie, but he's going to be a real good player for him. And I would say probably the strength of the team right now is probably in their linebacker core with Fred Warner and Drake Greenlaw. These guys can get after you. So like I said, the Saints should be able to win this. We just have to be smart about it. Let's look at some of the statistics here so we can kind of quantify what's going on with the 49ers. Let me see if I could kind of kind of zoom in on this so the family members can see this. This is San Francisco 49ers statistics right now in going through the season. As you can see, they averaging 25 points a contest. That's good for 18th in the NFL, while giving up 23. That's ranked as 10th in the NFL. Yards per game, 374 for 13. They allow 325 a contest. That's number 7th. Points per contest, as you can see, they got it. Points per play there. But the reality at the end of the day is points a game, 25. That's good for 18. They give up 23 points a game. A lot of injuries. Yards per game, 374 is what we're looking at. Rushing statistics, if we go down to the rushing stats, as you can see, let me get the right rushing game. Okay, all right. Okay, rush yards per game, 119. That's good for 12th in the NFL. But they also give up 106. That's 10. That's ranked number 10th in the NFL in terms of the rank. And all these statistics is via teamranking.com if you want to look up the research for yourself. So as you can see, the 49ers have a pretty good rushing. A lot of that is due to the fact you had Mozart and Tevin Coleman. And don't get me wrong, like I said, the James Hasty, the little running back, is pretty good too. So 119 a game, even though the top backs are out, we still can't. And a couple of offensive linemen are out to help them get that. We still have to look at the statistics like they're actually still in there. So my mentality is to beat them like their stars are still there. So that's how we look at it. So really interesting, man, to see. Anyway, so 25 points a game is what they're giving up. I mean, what they average, and they give up 23 a game. 4-5 ass team. That's pretty much the meat and potatoes of it. All right, let's switch over to the Saints statistics here. And this is the New Orleans Saints statistics here. The Saints are ranked 4th in the NFL, 30.5 a game. That's beautiful. Love that. We give up 25 points a game. That's middle of the pack as hell. Hopefully that will improve in the next 8+ games or whatever. And you look at the yards per play. The Saints average 6 yards per play. Rounded off, that's good for 12th in the NFL. They allow 5. That's 9. Good for 9 in the league. Was not good. But giving up 25, team ranked, and giving up 311 .6, which is third in opposing yards per game, which is that's not a good statistic. But of course, we'll change that. We'll get better. And like I said, I see so many positive statistics in terms of what I've seen in the matchup when the Saints played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of people saying that's not the Saints. I heard Kyle Hurd's perception saying whatever he's seen against Tampa Bay is not the Saints. You got to understand, that guy's an idiot. You know, he doesn't watch the Saints enough to even make such a brash accusation. He doesn't watch them every game. He doesn't watch them every minute. He looks at highlights. That's what they do. They look at highlights of expedited gameplay when they speed the game up. That's what they look at. They don't read the book. They just get the cheat notes and think that they can screw you and trick you, but it don't work. It don't work when you got somebody that knows football and watches this team. It don't work, man. Like the professor, he could tell somebody that's reading the cheat notes, cheating to get through the book as opposed to reading it. But the Saints 121.6 is good for 11th in rushing, and opposing giving it up about 80, which is good for second in the league. You might say, who was better than us? It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Saints put over 130 yards on. So I guess, how about that? And, you know, as you see the rest of the statistics here as well, you know, interceptions, the Saints here, QB sacked, all that percentage. So what I like, man, is just the Saints to come out and have a very good game against this sucky San Francisco 49er club. Not to kind of put them down, you know what I'm saying? But we should smack the hell out this team, man. Sean Payton, keep your ego in check, and let's just beat this team, real gentleman-like, get off the field healthy. Let's not lose anybody to the 49ers. You know what I mean, fam? Let's beat this team, get the hell off the field, and get ready for the stinking Falcons. And let's go through the rest of these sub-500 clubs game to game and get healthy and stay healthy. That's the main thing. Stay healthy and beat these teams. That's what it's all about to me. So anyway, that's some of the potatoes that we went over, family. That's the breakdown on some of these people. Not too much to talk about. And of course, guys like Emmanuel Sanders is going to tell you about the offense, the little game plan, dropping knowledge on the offense, what their tendencies are. You got Kwon Alexander who's going to drop dimes on what their defenses is. So Sean Payton basically has the keys to the bus pretty much on how to beat the San Francisco 49ers team, but from two really good veterans that have a really good understanding of it. And then, of course, that's what we got, about 7 minutes before we go on our first break, and then we'll come back on the other side of the break. Tragic 504, who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat. This is the career statistics for Kwon Alexander. As you can see, I'm on stream since 2015. This is all his stuff, man. You know, this is all his stuff. Very talented player, man. Kwon Alexander is with the Saints. And we getting something special. You know what I'm saying? I highlighted his games at 59 a game. His total tackles is 405. He has 8.5 sacks, 26 pass defense, 7 interceptions coming here. So he knows how to make the plays. The only issue is if you look at when he left Tampa, he played 6 games there. He signed a really nice contract with the 49ers after coming over from Tampa Bay. It was a big old schedule, a big $50+ million contract. He got hurt. And of course, you know, you're looking at what they are now. 6 games in 2018, 8 in 2019. And of course, this year, he's missed several games as well. And hopefully that trend dies. And that's why the Saints picked him up. They're looking forward to him to be a similar situation to what Jonathan Vilma was, in my opinion. And I think that would actually be a good compliment to have a guy. This guy is really athletic. Like I said, he reminds me of Thomas Davis on tape. You know, he plays fast. He plays like his hair on, it looked like his hair on fire. He plays like it. And the reality is Kwon Alexander's a hell of a football player. He just has to stay healthy. That's what it comes down to, family. So, big ups to the family members in the live stream as we go over the breakdown, dealing with what it's going to take for the Saints to handle business against this shabby San Francisco 49ers team. Big ups to you, Swade. Swade's in the building. James Combs. Good to see you, Hunter James. Big ups to you. Says, I can't wait for Kwon to show out against his former team. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, Hunter James. Much love to you, fam. Big ups to you and all the rest of the family members in the live stream. If I didn't chime your name out, just throw me a who dat and I got you. I got you. Trail Hatch. What's up, Trail? Big ups to you, Trail. Brother JT, who that to you as well. Good to see you in the building as well. Thank you for joining us, family. All right, family. We got about 5 minutes to go before we head into the first commercial break. Then when I come back on Pelicans Nola, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat. John Thompson, I ups to you, John. I see you, John. Big ups to you, bro. And that's the thing about the 49ers. Like Coach Payton says, yeah, man, I watched the game and we there were that so many flows and I was like, because you got caught up in the flow of the game. That's what happened. Caught up in that sucker. You got a little over emotional trying to beat Shanahan. You was pounding your chest, and that's ultimately a part of the reason why the Saints was losing that game. Because if we brought the rushing attack a little bit more and played a little bit more ball dominant offense, we could have stole possessions away from them. That's why, and that's what it came down to. But that's not the type of game you're gonna have against this one. It's not. This team is not even close. They'll be competitive at first until you demoralize them. But the reality is, we have the game. We got the schematic. We got the architect drawings on what the 49ers going to do, offensively speaking, from Emmanuel Sanders, and defensively speaking, from Kwon Alexander. So I mean, only the Saints just need to take care of business. Bring 50 to 60% of what they did against Tampa Bay. Should smack the hell out of the 49ers. Same thing against Atlanta. Same thing against Denver. Same thing against Atlanta again. And so on and so forth until we see Kansas City. Then you'll see that ratcheted up again. But I do not believe, like the rest of these fake ass bureaucratic garbage national time kind men ass press people on a national level who pretend to know who the Saints are and they don't even watch them every week, what they're saying about the Saints. I mean, it's a joke. It's laughable, man. Same asshole's gonna sit up here next week and say, well, the Saints have showed me something. Showing you nothing. You're stupid. You don't have a brain. You're getting by on kind man games. And a lot of people, I'm glad people finally seeing. I've been saying that for years about these national people. They don't know what they're talking about. They get by statistics and beautiful graphics and all this nonsense. But when it come down to knowing your team, I say, put them before me. Put them before me and see what they know. Sit down. It's not going to happen because they don't want their cover. Them bastards don't take no calls on none of that. And even if they do, they'll try to cut you off the phone. And I mean, it's just foolishness, man. But that's why I say what I say about them. That they're a bunch of numbskulls. I've been saying that, and I've been saying about the PFT guys. The PFT guys are morons, big time morons, idiots. That other guy, that little girly man, the other guy, he trash, he garbage. I don't think that bastard even can even catch a football, let alone talk about one. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But the reality at the end of the day is that the Saints, of course, the Saints are going to hammer the 49ers. They still mad at the Saints for beating their God. So everybody, they're going to want to see everybody be in their feelings. They're going to put the power. See, that's how you know that you're not a professional. You're not supposed to show bias if you're supposed to be on those shows like that. And you got Kyle and Kyle Patty sit up there talking about, I don't care. Yeah, you care. You're in your feelings. You are in your feelings. And I don't care who you put your money on. Go ahead. If you believe in the 49ers like that, put your goddamn money up on them and see what happens. Go keep on thinking that, and I love it. Keep thinking that the Saints haven't arrived yet. Keep on keeping on. Keep thinking we ain't arrived yet. Because just like I keep saying, we needed a defining win to wake up the beast within, and we did that. And now you're going to see them pick against most of them. They ain't going to pick against them, but in their spirits, they're going to be like wanting the Saints to lose. Just like that prick over there at PFT said, I can't wait for them to lose to the Falcons or some other team so I can stick it to them. What kind of nonsense is that? But that's all right. I already done blocked all his shit out. I done blocked all his blocked the email channel. I done blocked out the YouTube page. I done blocked them all out. That's why I said and I invite you to do the same. block the PFT out of your, don't even acknowledge, block them out. And then by your example, and he talk mess about other people, he don't talk mess about them. He just do that to you because they used to doing that to the Saints. No more. Hold'em Hook TV, big ups to you, Mike. Good to see you in the chat, bro. Big ups to you. Big ups. Put your damn mortgage on them. If Colin Cowpatty believe that, tell that asshole put his mortgage up on the 49ers beat the Saints. You have something else to be mad about, I tell you what. Who that big ups to you, bro. Thank you for joining us, bro. Big ups. I know it's just what it is. You know, but we know but listen, I like to thank those guys, to be honest with you. I like to thank them. I mean, because if it wasn't for them, there would be no Sports Coma fan. You know, the Sports Coma was born out of my frustration and other people, my other friends' frustration about the Saints not getting the proper coverage. We were not getting covered properly. We were getting bottom out, and they'll talk about you for 3 to 4 minutes, and you'll beat the team, and then they'll talk about you winning the game, and then they'll switch the dialogue to what the other team did, to what you did right. See, I don't have time to play garbage ass games like that. You know, I'm just going, I mean, everything you do, I just decide, you know what? I'm going to take it in our hands. So the Sports Coma was born out of them jackasses there. So I like to give a big shout out to all of you assholes out there. It's people, pardon my French, my Portuguese, Spanish, my Hawaiian, my Polynesian, you know, please pardon it. My Japanese, you know, please, you know. But for all those people out there and the PFTs and all of the rest of them, the Kyle Patties and the rest, I'd like to thank you because for you, it's because of you guys that we were born. And I just thank you so much. Because I'm going to be riding on you every chance I get just to let you know. Right on them bastards on the TSC Q&A live, which is our Patreon show for our Patreon and YouTube members, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The haters. They still make fun and laugh at them. You know, we have quite some entertaining shows. You know, the last show had me singing Tom Brady Milkshake, Bring All the Boys to the Yard. You know, if you want to check that one out, feel free to check that one out. Tom Brady's Milkshake, Bring All the Boys to the Yard. Now, if y'all probably remember that, that's an old song by Careless. Y'all remember that? And we sung that on TSCQ. I don't know where I get this stuff from. It just comes to me. You know, Tom Brady bring all the boys to the yard. AB was there, Gronk, and everybody. It's just funny. And prior to that, we did one with the lady who talked on the PFT. I can't remember her name, Charlene. But it's the lady that's an obvious Cowboy fan trying to talk about Saints new. I'm like, look, listen, lady, no offense. She got the John Gruden haircut. It's the lady with the John Gruden haircut that be on PFT. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all knew it is. You're not the little kid with the messed up hair. He comes around and tells you stories that goes nowhere. That guy. Yeah, you know, that guy. That's what I'm talking about. That lady, the one that got the Gruden haircut. She got the Gruden. I even took the Gruden pictures and put them side by side, and she got Gruden haircut. And if that ain't the worst part about it is that she got a Cowboys jersey behind her. Not even the worst part. She got the nerve to have a light on it, like it's some type of holy shrine or something. And you sitting up there with a Cowboys jersey behind you with a light on it, talking about the Saints, I'm turning that shit off every time, man. I don't want you could have the best information in the world. You ain't gonna, hell no, I ain't gonna listen to somebody talk about the Saints with a Cowboy jersey behind them. What's wrong with you? You already telling me where your loyalties lie. But anyway, man, listen, man, much love to the family members for joining us. Commercial break. When we come back, any questions, concerns, put them in the chat. I'm gonna open up the phone lines for a while and get the family members to chime in tonight and get your calls and your predictions, scores, and everything we customary to do every Friday night. Get ready, because I'm coming to you after this break. So stick with us. We'll be right back with your calls and comments, concerns, everything on the side of the break. Here we go. Remington Tax Solutions is a company that, together with their partners, provide virtual tax consultation and preparation for individuals, small business, and nonprofit. They also provide notary and a host of other business-related services for their clients. Their associates provide a systematic yet very client-centered approach to their services. They offer the industry knowledge and insight to help solve your most complex issues. At Remington, their currency is time, the one resource that cannot be replenished. For that reason, they utilize the simplest and most effective forms of technology to make their services faster and more efficient. No need to wait in the office until your taxes are completed. Simply upload your documents via the Taxes to Go app or via their client portal, and they'll take care of the rest. Remington Tax Solutions is a member of the National Association of Tax Professionals and participates in the IRS Annual Filing Season Program, which is a voluntary tax education program to stay abreast of the ongoing changes in tax legislation. Remington Tax Solutions has a strong connection to the communities in which they serve. It is a part of their mission to make a positive impact on the lives of their neighbors. So, if you're looking for a reliable, effective, and trustworthy tax preparation service, Remington Tax Solutions is the business for you. Contact Remington Tax Services at their number 6307-4410 or simply go to remingtontax.com. That's remingtontax.com. Remington Tax Service, virtual tax preparation for the individual and small business. Live clean, eat cleaner. The only natural and patented produce wash. Eat Cleaner is a tasteless, odorless, and lab-tested line of food wash and wipes that is up to 99.9% more effective in cleaning wax. The only natural, patented produce wash in a 14-day study. Applying Eat Cleaner all-natural fruit vegetable wash to a variety of fruit and 100 pure guaranteed vegetables also prolongs shelf life up to 5 times longer through a natural blend of fruit acids and antioxidants. This can help save your family on average of over $500 per year, reducing waste and making it easy to get your half plate of fruit and vegetables each day. Eat Cleaner offers a wide variety of solutions for food safety and shelf life extension for consumers, retailers, food service, and operators. USDA bio-based, OMRI listed for use on organic produce, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, made in the USA, lab-proven, and patented. So if you want cleaner fruits and veggies, try Eat Cleaner. Check the link in the description section below.
Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the process of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful Tea Box, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Tea Box temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tank. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture. And like with Tea Box, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out teabox.com. That's right, teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
The Kleins family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Kleins friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Kleins thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections. A selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence in the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough nigga talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough tiger talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough tiger talk.
Big ups to the family members, man. Thank y'all for joining us for this installment of the sports. Big ups, fam. Thank y'all for joining us, man. We're in the building. Big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for what y'all doing, how y'all do it. Thank y'all for it. And it's been beautiful, man. And it's been laid back, very laid back day, of course. And we're going to keep it going that way. Phone lines open, family 504-475-4482. Live lines are open. For thoughts and concerns about the team, you can feel free to hit up the live line. The live line and line is open and ready for your commentary. So big ups to the rest of the family members in the live stream. Much love to you and Yearn. Thank you for all the family members in the chat. Feel a throw docs. Who that did to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. I see they got a few people. Look like they got somebody in the chat named Chris Sims. Good God, man. You know, some of these people that ain't most of these things, they're not even real people. You know, most of them is like computers and stuff like, you know that. And some people be arguing with, I'm like, oh no, you know, do it, just get your ass out of here, you know. But it's crazy, man. I just was scrolling down, giving shots out to the family members. And they got somebody that said your bounty gate ring don't count. What kind of nonsense is that? You know, what is that? What is that? You deserve to get your ass ran out of here. You come in here already wrong. You talk about it, don't judge me by my name. Ain't nothing going on, but you getting on out. That's what's going on. Big ups to the family members in the chat. See, let me tell y'all something, man. To the rest of these trolls out here. I got heavy-handed moderators, man, and they don't play. I often say that. They won't play with your ass. They'll be very respectful. But listen, we got Tennessee Titan family members that's in here. We got Raider family members that in here. Chiefs family members in here. At Falcons family members in here. Buccaneers family. I mean, we got some respectable people from all across that just enjoy listening to the Saints show. Love the camaraderie of what we got going on here. Emmett, thank you for joining the family, bro. Big ups to you. Emmett Bean, who that to you, and welcome to the Great Saint Tank. Emmett Bean, welcome to the Great Saint Think Tank. Big ups to you, bro. So that's a part of it, man. You know, it makes no doubt. The Saints are number one NFC at 6-2, and this thing is not. It's not going to be one of those situations where I would foretell a situation where we'll fall back. Now there have been opportunities where you think that the Saints will have a brief periods where they're when they might lose something or other. But remember, the concentration of focus. But remember, Ultimately, the team is ran by the veterans, and the veterans are in key positions. Wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders and Drew Brees, they sit well in the offensive side of things. Teron Armstead is there as well to keep people together. Cam Jordan is there on the defensive side with Demario Davis, Malcolm Jenkins, and all these guys that sit there on the defensive side, as well as Janoris Jenkins. And there are other veterans there that knows how this works. So the team is pretty much dominated in key positions by those upright individuals. So the focus, you might have situations where now that you see that you have moved from a position from being behind to the lead, then that mentality would change, and then there'll be a shift in the way we see in the game, which means I don't anticipate the Saints being what they were prior to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Don't get me wrong. We can have some close games because we'll bring that out in some of these sorry-ass opponents we're gonna take on. But the reality at the end of the day is there's a difference between Super Bowl teams and those who are not. So knowing as such and knowing what you can do as a collective is all I can say is that we got to take them on up out of here. And I think that's a major part of it too, was the fact that we just didn't have the killer instinct to step, in pardon my terminology, but to step on their necks, if you know what I mean, to squash their heads into the proverbial dirt and not help them up all, just to deplete their asses and not reach a hand down and lift them up. Like my old coach used to tell me, when I would knock a guy on his ass, he says, why? He says, why'd you help that guy up? I said, I was being a good sportsman. He says, man, job. He said, your job is to put him on his ass. He said, let his teammate help his ass up. Let the referee help his ass up, but you don't help him up. I said, okay, you got it. He said, you ain't here to win friends. You here to win games. And that's how them old school coaches was, man. And he was telling it the truth. You know, we got to have that killer instinct, and we got to keep that what we did to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and understand that we need to put on the face of every team we play the pictures of all these national people that's picking against you, because they spineless and ballless anyway. All they gonna do is then say, I knew the Saints was gonna be good. They showed me. And then, that's what they do. That's how they do. Like 2 years ago when we had the mantra of prove them right, I wouldn't have never said that. I would have had something to the effect is remain an underdog, something to that degree, because we do our best balling when we are considered underdogs. But still in all, there is no pressure on the Saints because they still looking at Tom Brady as the guy, because they still saying Tom Brady can still get to the Super Bowl, all this kind of old stuff. They still saying it because that's the international church of Tom Brady worship. And you got the top of the church is Skip Skeletor Bayless, and the co-pastor is Colin Patty Cowherd, and all the rest of them jackasses up there in the international church of Tom Brady worship. It's absolutely insane. But thanks to all the family members for joining up. Big ups to your fam. As we just to let the family know, the live lines are open. We get into the area right now where the live lines are open. 504-475-4482. 504-4482. 504-475-4482. This is your chance to call before the whole entire Who Dat Nation and let us know how you feel about the game, with the 3 keys to victory, and perhaps a score, and what the Saints need to do to take care of business at home against this damn team. I think we're supposed to have 6,000 something, 3 or 6,000 people in the building for this matchup, which sounds a little bit ridiculous to me because this you can say 70,000 plus, and it's just, you can spread them all out all over the place. But it depends on which team runs the city where you are. You know what I'm saying? If it's a red team member or a blue team member, because they have diverse policies on either or. So we happen to be in the blue team member, and we dealing with what we dealing with. So I think it's between 3,000 to 6,000 people that'll be in the building. Y'all correct me in the chat. Let me know. I think it was three or 6. Either one of them, I get confused. It's absolutely ridiculous, but we got a call. All right, fam. Thanks for joining the Great Saint Think Tank. You're on the line. Who's on the line? Can you hear me, fam?
Yes, hello.
Iceman, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, man, I can't call it, man. I'm just chilling, enjoying the live, brother.
Oh, I'm glad to have you on the show, my brother. What you think about the Saints, bro? Give me your keys to victory on the 49ers matchup, Iceman. What the Saints need to do to get this team out of here, and of course, what's the score on that, my brother?
Yeah, well, first, I think you kind of nailed it earlier in the line. I mean, the first thing is we have to approach it the same way as we did last week. You know, we got to approach this team with the same fire and desire and tendencies and everything. Like we got to, go in there and impose our will. And that starts with the head coach. I know Shanahan's on the other side, and that's another good point you brought up. I want to see what Sean Payton does because, you brought it up. He has a knack to kind of beat his chest and stick out his chest against, Zimmer and Shanahan and McVay and those guys. So I think it's up to Sean Payton to keep the fire lit up under this team, at least in this upcoming game, because we all know how he feels about Shanahan. We all know. He could say whatever he wants in conference and all those type of things, but we know what we see on the field and how he, lets these guys get under his skin for whatever reason. So, the keys of victory is, the first key is we have to have the head coach not get in his feelings. That's the first key to victory. He can't be getting in this and wanting to showboat and show off against, even if this team has a plethora of injuries. We still got to look at them with the same intensity. So, that's the first key to victory. Second key is, like I said before, we got to impose our will. That means running the ball, basically copy and paste. Run the ball, let Drew throw it when he have to. I don't really think we're going to have problems with their secondary because I really don't really even think their secondary is really that good. And they got a lot of injuries. Sherman not playing, Quisky Tart, so they can be had. This defense can be taken advantage of, and we gotta apply pressure early in this. What I don't want to see is the Saints letting them hang around like how we let the Raiders hang around and we let the Panthers hang around and the Chargers. I don't want to see that. We can't let them hang around and then let the referees get involved and stuff like that. So we got to punish this team early, get them out of the way. And I agree with your other point. We got to get these guys out of the way early so we can rest some of the starters. So that way, we don't have anything unfortunate happen, because if you let this team hang around, that means your starters have to play even longer into the game, and that gives them a chance to get, injured, or any type of freakish thing could happen like last year with Eli Apple when we had the game one in the Bears game last year, but special teams kind of messed it up and we had to bring the defense back out, and then something unforeseen happened. So we got to just make sure that we on our P's and Q's and take this team serious. Because we all know, folks, as happy as I am about what we did last week, we got to remember, we got to keep it balanced. The Saints do have a knack to play down to the competition sometimes. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because, we feel like we made it or something like that. I don't know why it is, Q. I'll leave that for you to tell me why. But from what I see, we do have a knack to play down to the competition that we should dominate. But what I'm hoping is that Sean Payton keeps the fire lit under the team. And I got a score, because I've been thinking about this. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it should be like a game where we're not having our pacemakers and our blood pressure medicine. I don't think it should be a blood pressure medicine game. So I'm going to go with a score of 27-17, winning by 10. Mm-hmm. That's what I got, 27-17 or 27-14, somewhere in that area. I got something around that area. But that's just some things that I'm looking forward to. Is Sean Payton going to get in his feelings with Shanahan? And how will the Saints respond after having such a dominant win? Will they have some lackadaisical things going on? I want to see how the players play. I want to see, after such a dominant win, are you letting your guard down? Are you have that same fire and intensity? Are you letting these no-name receivers do the things that they were doing to you guys earlier in the season? are we going to have the same questions that we had? And those are just kind of some of the things that I'm looking for. But most importantly, I think my eyes is on Sean Payton the most. I want to see what Kwon Alexander does. He's playing. Kwon Alexander is playing in this game, right?
Correct.
Right. So I want to see what he does. I just want these guys to stay on the field. And by those guys, I mean Davenport, Hendrickson, all of those dudes, Chauncey Gardner, Lattimore, everybody. I want them dudes to stay on the field and be healthy. And, after that, I want to see, do they have that same fitness? Because, the Buccaneers gave them a reason to stand up because everyone was giving them praise and premature adulation and stuff like that. But the 49ers are kind of look like the underdog in this game. They you know what I'm saying? At least that's what people are painting out to be, that they're the underdog. But they one of them sneaky teams, man. They'll get a win on you if you let them play around and let the refs get involved. So, like I say, the main thing this week is we just gotta approach. How the saying is, you know what I'm talking about, Q. We got to keep that same energy. We got to keep that same energy. The same way you felt and the same way you was fired up with your hair on fire, disgust for the Buccaneers or the Succaneers, you need to have that same intensity for these 40 whiners. You need to go in there, punch them in the mouth early and often, use the run game. I want to see Latavius Murray. Hell, I would like to see Latavius Murray get 25 carries. Run the ball. Mm-hmm. I don't see nothing that's wrong with that. Give Latavius Murray about 25 carries and let him work his way through the level of the defense. That's really what I want to see. I want to see Latavius Murray get 25 carries. You know what I'm saying? Let AK get about, anywhere from 12 to 15 runs because he's going to pass him the ball in the passing game. So let him get like 15 runs. But let's do what we did against the Buccaneers. Let's do what we did against the Lions. You know what I'm saying? Get the run involved. Let the offensive line set the tone. I want to see what Montgomery does too. That's another key thing that I was thinking about. Because I haven't seen really much of Ty Montgomery, man. I know he was on the injury, the injury list for a while, but ever since he's been taken off, I still haven't seen him touch the field. So those are some Trotman. I saw him catch a touchdown last week, so maybe that could be the start of a connection between Drew and Trotman. So maybe that could be like a red zone target, kind of like how they used to do back in the day of Jeremy Shockey, Jimmy Graham, and people like that. Maybe that could be the start of something. He could take the, become more involved in the Jared Cook sort of role, taking those plays from Jared Cook, because Jared Cook, but we call him the 10-man for a reason. So it'll be nice to see Trotman step up in that role. But things that I was thinking about, and I'm excited for the game, y'all. I'm not worried at all. I don't think this is going to be a heart attack game or one of them type of games, but I do think we need to address this team with the same energy. No lackadaisicalness, no going in there, reading the press clippings, none of that. It's all business. And with that being said, I'm going to get off the line, man. Who that?
Who that? Thank you, Iceman. Well said, my brother. Thank you for that.
All right, y'all. Who that?
Who that? That's the Iceman chiming in. Appreciate the brother dropping by. As usual, Iceman's a smart dude, man. Always brings really level-headed commentary. And when there needs some energy and some passion, Iceman brings it, man. I got to give it to him. Good level-headed young brother, man. He got plenty of good sense, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. Makes a lot of the experienced people in the world feel better to have level-headed people like him and others, man. That's responsible, that's level-headed like that. That could put stuff together, man. Really. So really good balanced thinking right there. Thank you, Iceman. Big ups to you, bro. And that's absolutely true. We got to keep our heads in. Right now, the Saints offense is a top 5 offense in the league right now. They average 30 points a game. The defensive numbers before we were north almost 30. We were 30 points a game defensively speaking. Notice the defense is getting better. As we get better, it's coming down. And most teams you see a gradual change, the defense and the offense, and everybody start playing and gradually together. It gets But this was unlike any season I ever seen before with the Saints, and especially in the last several years, because, you know, I watched the Saints play, and the pattern for the Saints were pretty much by the fourth game of the season, they were already back to what they were. That wasn't the case. Most certainly was the case. It took the Saints 9 games before they fight. Well, the first game they beat the Bucs by double digits. You know, and I think it's beyond us just having their numbers. I think we stood up, we went up, and we understood that this team is going to be in front of us, and we needed to take care of business. And then we kind of got lulled to sleep against the rest of those other teams. Like, they were not there. They were contending teams, were dealing with injuries, and we kind of played down. There is that part of the history. But to take them, it took them 9 games to blow a team out, man. Like what they did. And does that then go back to what it was is a common question that most people ask. And I'm like, well, based on my what I'm looking at, I don't think they go back, barely scrape through wins. Not to say you might not have a close game or two, but the majority of the way in should be games where the Saints win by 7 to 10 points or more, because they're just better than their opponents. So the whole thing is just beating the team and getting ahead, season opportunity, because the reality is, listen, this is it. I don't know if people understand that or not about the Saints team, but this is it. After this season is over with, there are going to be some significant losses on this team. That's not saying that you can't go back the following year, but listen, it's going to be difficult. This is the year where we need to seize the day. Really and truly, we have to take care of business and do it the right way. And I think they understand that, because we just needed a single galvanizing moment, and the media provided that. And Sean Payton smartly took those press clippings to the team, pissed them off. The Buccaneers in their building. People keep missing that part about it. We talk about, you know, they keep saying the Saints beat them, but they don't say we beat them in their building. We beat them by double digits, by 10 or 11, whatever it was, in week 1 in our building. But we destroyed that goddamn team by 35 points in their building. And to blow a team like that in their building, like that, when they're supposed to have all the momentum, that speaks to a lot more than we going to just be lulled back to sleep and go back to sleep and become a barely beat you cardiac team again. I just don't see that happening. I think, like I said before, I think we hit a geyser. And as we hit a geyser, I think we done tapped into some raw passion and some emotion, and the confidence that the team, listen, it's all happening. Everybody's back. If you look at the injury report today, we played in the first segment of the show. Mike Thomas is not limited anymore. So the first time since week 2, Mike had a limited designation. He is full. That designation of limited is off Mike. So Mike is on the plus side of that now. So Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders is there. You have Traquan Smith, who's become what he's become. Marquez Callaway's developed. Deontay Harris. You have Troutman. You're going to see Ty Montgomery, obviously, if Washington can't go. You know, and then the rookies are stepping up. I mentioned Troutman. Ruiz is another that's owning that right guard position. You know, so I have to give it to them, the continuity of the Saints finally putting the offensive line together and finally getting the pieces in place. And then you have in all of those, that repartee with the guys behind the guys, then you have a comfortability to go to 11, 12 guys a game. He has a repartee with all those guys now. That wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the injury to Mike Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders missing games, by the way. Whether it was a C-19 or whatever it might have been. Because of that, gave the Saints an opportunity to build camaraderie and give valuable snappage to guys like Traquan Smith, Deontay Harris, Marquez Callaway. Even Jawan Johnson got in there. So I like that. And of course, we were looking for Adam Trout, but I was still looking for Kevin Bourne, Zach Bourne, excuse me. I'm looking for Zach Bourne to develop, but you won't see him too much at the linebacker position unless injuries occur. You'll be mostly special teams. But right now is the time you need to be getting Bourne involved in the pass rush situations. Right now. because it might come a time when you might need him, because like I've cautiously said, we have two defensive end guys, when Trey Hendrickson, who's 7.5 sacks, third in the NFL currently, Davenport, who's a beast and a monster coming alive as well. He's going to start picking it up later on in the season. And then behind him, Carl Granderson hadn't been playing. Carl is not really, there's a significant drop. I don't like what I'm seeing from Carl Granderson. So maybe as an opportunity for Zach Bowen to get some snaps in there from time to time or two. And we heard them saying, we're going to do it. But right now is the time to start giving them those reps. When we up, or when you got guys that's tired, to keep him fresh, circle him in there and see what he can do. And also I also would like the Saints on defense to get a little bit more creative, just a little bit, with how they use Cam Jordan. Move Cam Jordan around on the defensive line at the last minute to create mismatches, like the Texans do with J.J. Watt. I want to see that more. I know they like running the stunts, and those stunts work, especially for Davenport. Those stunts are terrific when he can just shift from outside in and then hit the guys to piss out the quarterback, a big 6'7" behemoth barreling down from you right in front of your face. I mean, that's special, but I still like to see Cam moved around a little bit more to create mismatches, because they'll have that protection to Cam. Cam switches, they'll have two guys delegated for Cam. And if you switch them before the snap and move them to the opposite side, they would then have to see if they could slide the protection to where he's shifting to. And, it just creates confusion. And they might not be good at that. We could throw them off and get an advantage. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it take a little bit of that. We need to do a little bit more of that, I think, to get the kind of free the beast and Cam to get him going too. Excuse me. So that's my take. But once again, thank you, Iceman. Live lines open, family. Will be here for at least another hour. So please hit the live lines, 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. Big ups to the family members. I'm going to hit up the chat. Big ups to the family members in the chat. Big Smokey, I see your family. Thank you for joining us in the live stream. Much love to you and yours. And Kevin, you are hammering these people, whoever they are. I just see stuff grayed out over there. I don't know what the hell going on. Kevin is just hammering people to death, I see. What's going on, GM Kev? GM Kev just knocking people out of there. What's going on there, GM Kev? GM Kev. I just started. I'm looking, seeing stuff. Greg Kids in Brooklyn was hit. It was a deleted message by GM Kev. And GM Kev is hammering the piss out whoever these guys is come up in here with these weird ass tags. Kids in Brooklyn. Sound like a boy band. But listen, man, all I can tell you, man, is that we are as a team, we're right where we're supposed to be. And I was and the family members know that I'm a run the ball guy. I like running the ball because it helps you control the clock and steal snaps. So it's the way to play defense on your opponent. It's the easiest way to play defense on your opponent is to run the ball, and you automatically take reps and snaps and plays away from them just by controlling a 40 possession game. In a 60-minute game, you take 40 minutes and lead them with 20 minutes. No team they would have to score every time they get the ball to keep up with you. And that's just too much pressure to put on any offense. Defense, and if it's playing like that, that means the defenses have all kind of rest. They pinning their ears back and they're going for you. Just like what you've seen against the Bucks. They pinning their ears back and they're going for them. It's hard to beat a team when they're doing that. And those guys just sit back in the coverage and cover them lanes up, wait for you to throw them picks. Bottom line, and that's game becomes that simple. So that's why I've always been a guy to ground and pound the ball, because the Saints could do that. We got a finesse label. That's because the coach had to break that. And I'm not expecting to do it every game, but at least enough to make teams honest so we can operate with the pass. And like I said, right now, the Saints offense averaging over 30 points a game. That's good for fourth in the NFL. We're top 5 offense once again. Defense is getting better. We had sacks in that matchup. We had picks in that matchup. We need more of the same. And San Francisco is going to give you every opportunity to get more interceptions. They're going to give you an opportunity for drop balls. They're going to give you an opportunity for all that because it's a lot of backups and guys that's not used to having a lot of time that's going to be on the field. And usually when that happens, that usually means there'll be a lot of mistakes because they don't have a lot of reps being out there. So we just have to take advantage of that, man. And I'm not saying that we just gonna just dominate and beat the hell out of that team 49-0. But at the end of the day, all I can say is we are a team that's where we're supposed to be. Bottom line, we where we're supposed to be. Sitting up there number one in the NFC, and let's take care of business against these other teams, can we please? 75-44-82, 504-475-4482, 504-475-4482. Live lines are open for the family members to chime in. All right, let's keep it going, man. And we're going to get into the chat here. Brian says, where was his team all year the way they played last Sunday night? Why couldn't you do that all year? Play that way. You can answer that question, Big Q. Thank you very much. God bless. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. Sometimes that's a great question. I don't know where was it. That was the questions that I was asking. But I felt like, man, listen, if we run the ball and gave the defense more rest and, and we can gain more of a rhythm if we have the ball and we possess the ball more and take that synergy, that continuity away from our opponents, that we can be able to beat them. We steal reps away from them. We steal opportunities away from them when we control the clock. And remember, he who possessed the clock game, because that's what it's all about. Controlling the line of scrimmage is then referred in the time of possession war majority of the time. If you have a 40-minute time of possession, a 60-minute game, you're supposed to win that 99% out of the time. But I think they needed a single galvanizing moment. They got that moment, and I don't think this will be something that'll be fleeting. Thank you for the question, Brian. Let's keep it going in the chat. All right. 504 High Boy, who that to you says, Bradley been a topic on Undisputed every day, every single day this week. We couldn't get, Brady, I'm sorry. We couldn't get some love for just one day. Nope, you don't. It's Brady worship. That's why I keep saying 6 championships, they worship the man, and it's obvious. It's just a shame. Jamal says, I hate when people are fans, but they think they know about the Saints. And that's it's a part of it. People watch, if you got division, there might be portion of that might be true. Like if you have a divisional rival, like the Atlanta Falcons, you play them twice a year, so you're going to scout them differently than you would of a Kansas City Chiefs or somebody like that. But if you got a Carolina Panthers, if you got a Carolina Panther squad and got a Carolina Panther squad, and you got the Atlanta Falcon squad, and you got a Tampa Bay Buccaneers squad, you play them twice, you're looking at them, and then there's a possibility you can see that team in the playoffs for a third time. So it's a little bit different than if you were looking at the Las Vegas Raiders or a team on the AFC side or a team you don't see that much in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll look different against a Buffalo or, we don't play them but every third or fourth year on a schedule. So we don't see the Jets like talking about or the Buffaloes to every 2 or 3 years later, 3 or 4 years later. It's a little bit different as far as that goes. So, but you're still right. No, you're still right as rainwater as far as that goes. We nobody knows the Saints better than people who watch the Saints, cover the Saints, talk Saints, know Saints, and ain't none of them national people could do anything like that. They too busy trying to pretend they're the squad. All right, thank you, family, for calling the Great Saint Think Tank. Who's on the line?
What's going on, Q Trail?
What's up, Trail? How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, ready for this Sunday.
Yeah,
see y'all boys do their thing.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. What's your call on it, bro? What we got business, bro?
I'm kind of like you. Hey, I'm keep the offense. Control the clock, run the ball, and keep your defense. They keep your defense fresh. You see how energized they was? They didn't look all sluggish. They didn't look tired. They was running all over. And look, Q, they weren't even getting beat downfield. Right. They had their legs. They had their legs. And if you could come out there and not continue to be 3 and out, and keep your defense out there where they don't have no legs. I mean, it's get to the point, you already know how bad the defensive backs is. So if you keep them fresh, you don't have that problem. You can keep them fresh. You can go out there. You can run with the best of them.
Right. And
I think that's all we really need is overall team game. I saw Sunday. I was happy. The special teams played good. The offensive line protected Drew Brees. I hope Jared Cook got his hat on. I don't know what was going on with him Sunday, but I don't think that's going to be a problem with him too much. But other than that, I mean, man, this is what we've been wanting, I think, to see from this Saints team is that once the camaraderie comes, once everybody get back healthy, we're going to see a strong team. We're going to see a unit. And, man, hopefully this take us, this take us all the way to Tampa. I hope Payton did what he did like when he went to Miami. Hey, man, y'all remember this locker room because we're going to be coming back here in a few months.
Right. Yep. He does have those moments, man, like when he beat the hell out the fire, the extinguisher that time, and he woke him up. But see, that's a part of it, man. It's like knowing how to motivate the team. When you see they're a bit is a bit of sleepwalking to a degree through some of these games. And of course, we should have beat the Chargers, the Packers, and the Raiders by double digits, and we've lost to 2 of those teams. But the reality is, I think they found who they are, and this is more the Saints than the last several games. A representative, like I said, they need to galvanize a moment, and most of these other people don't get that. Like you have a team-based sport, and you got high expectations. The Saints took 9 weeks to fire off one of those type of affairs where they were just so dominant. It set everybody on notice, and it took a while, man. Usually, I would look for the Saints offense to catch fire in that 4th game or the 5th game like they customarily and traditionally do. But it took a little longer, and you could I guess you can add what's going on in the world right now. But the reality is the Saints are where they are. They're number 1 in the NFC right now. And we don't have half the problems most of these other teams have. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to look at the media outlets and hope they give us praise. I don't want them to praise us. Like, I don't want them to give us no type of hype, none of that. Stay where y'all at. I'd rather this team continue to be who they think they is, an underdog and it's me against the world. I don't want them to be in that spotlight where as soon as you turn on the TV, everybody root. I don't want that. Because to me, and like I say, maybe I'm just a little bit superstitious, but I think when the Saints get to that point, man, it's always like they just think they're going to show up and win the game. And I'd rather them have that IQ of, like Alvin Kamara said a couple of weeks ago, man, don't nobody know what's going on in that locker room. We a tight unit in that locker room. And no matter what nobody say outside of this locker room, we got to stick together. And that's what I like about this team. It look like this team going to do something special. I was listening to with your boy Ryan Clark. What he did, he jumped right back on the Saints bandwagon. But expect that. Expect that. Expect that, Q. It's going to happen like that. It's going to happen like that. You got to expect that. And I ready this team to do like that because even I was a little critical of the receiving core. I'm going to be honest. Even me, I'm thinking like, man, Drew can't be that bad. We just ain't, what's up with the receiver core? But like they say, they injured. And once we got all them guys back, man, Sunday, I ain't gonna lie to you. Until it was the end of the 4th quarter, I still was holding my breath. And we was up there, 38 to 3, I was holding my breath. Like, man, this can't be real. This just can't be real. So, me, I'm just hoping when we come out Sunday, it's a statement game. This because they have them games, them trap games where you come in and you can. I hope this be that statement game where they come in and they just do what they do. Don't come out there with the 3 and outs and all that, man. Keep the defense fresh, man. We should have no problem with this team at all. Then you got we got Kwon Alexander coming in. You got Sanders coming in. I know they're going to make a statement to the 49ers. Plus we should have a little something to say after what happened last year. So I'm not worried about the 49ers, to be honest with you. I'm really not at all. I'm looking for the Saints to go up in there and probably hang close to 40 on them. I'm going to say it now. I'm thinking they're going to probably hang 40 on them.
Well, I mean, Trell, first and foremost, bro, you got the right to criticize your team. You're right. Just because you criticize them don't mean that you said I'm going to stop being a Saints fan or a Saints family member, excuse me. So, but the reality is that most of these people, the bandwagon people, man, it's just what it is. You're going to start seeing a lot of bandwagon guys jump with the Saints. The Saints sitting on top of the NFC. So they're gonna want to plug into a winner, and that's just how some cats are. But I mean, but the 49ers, one area does concern me, and that's the defense. They can get after you if they want to, and we just have to be able to keep the smack down on them and keep playing them hard, and don't let them get after us. Even though they are missing two of their best pass rushers in Bosa and Solomon Thomas, they still have Armstead there. They still have a high junior guy. He can get after you. They still have Deion Jordan, who's there that can get after you. They still have Fred Warner that can get after you. They still have interesting blitz packages that they can deal with. They know how to blitz gap. You know, they know how to run blitz the gaps well. So they are certain aspects of the team that we need to do, like what Drew did, getting the ball out fast against Tampa Bay. We got to continue that, because even though the 49ers are missing several key players, they can still get after you with the pass rush. They got well enough pass rushers to try to make it interesting, and they still got a lot of athleticism on the defense to get at you. So I think a part of it too is the Saints it was a demoralization process going on, and we talk about demoralization on Q with Big Q when we played the interviews from Bresmanoff, you know, and he talked about demoralization. And what is demoralization? Demoralization is when you literally take the belief system, the mindset that they've been working on the entire season of being a winner. You take it away from them. Once you take that away from them, it's over with. And it's like saying the demoralization is the mental war. The Saints destroyed them mentally, and that's what you've seen out there. Was the whole team then gave up, it was no use. They gave up before they even got. Now they could have came back in the second quarter and made a fight of it and tried to put some points up. But it already set in the mentality. The Saints stumped them so bad in the first, it demoralized them so bad in their home that the demoralization was complete. So that's the process a lot of people now looking at, is that we took their heart from them. And then in return, there was nothing but a husk of the team that was out there, because a team that had heart and determination and fight would have fought. Even though they were 30 points down, they would have still fought their asses off to make it respectable or try to get back. Like we've constantly seen that before. We've seen games where teams will be up by 28-3 and then they have heart. Next thing you know, they come back and win the game, or at least get the game close in the second half. In the fourth quarter, they fighting all the way through. We did that team. We took their heart from them. And once you did that, it was over with. It was over with. But that was the demoralization aspect of it, where the Saints just stump them down into the ground. And when you do that, when you beat somebody and you take their heart away from them, ain't nothing. It's nothing that there's no way they're gonna oppose you.
And that's pretty good for us then, because I always looked at this game as one of those major tight end games. They don't really have a good tight end, so looking at this 49ers team, I'm just not gonna say, listen, I'm just not gonna think they ain't gonna come to beat us. They're gonna try to win. But the Saints, looking at this team, this roster, I don't see why we should even have a problem worrying about stumbling with this game. Because from top to bottom, looking at this game, it's like, man, I mean, like I said, the only thing I hope for is Jared Cook get his mind right. Whatever was troubling him Sunday, if we get that together with him, which I know is gonna happen, Sean Payton probably up a little bit. Man, the Saints probably could we probably could ride the tailpipe all the way to the playoffs. Because I always said this last time I talked, I said, man, normally between October and November, man, I don't care what they do the first 3 games, this team will be on fire. Them 2 months there. Now, whatever happened after that month, is a toss-up. But normally October, November, the Saints on fire. It's like pretty much who could beat them.
Right.
Who could beat them? And they play like that. And for some reason, we don't know what the correlate is with that, but to turn it on when it come around that time of the month. So I'm more, I'm ready for the Atlanta Falcons game with this team. I'm ready for the 49er game. I'm not going to overlook them. I think we're going to take care of business with them. The defense, man, Yeah, hey, you know how it is. Kill the defense. Just keep them fresh. Keep them fresh. Don't keep them on the field too long. So that's it. If you give them a chance where they can keep their legs, man, I don't see no problem with this unit. I mean, then I could go back to saying it's a Super Bowl team. Right now, I'm kind of like I'm pretty much right there. I'm thinking almost after this game here, I think I can say that, man, the Saints probably gonna be ready. They're gonna probably be ready. And who could beat them then? I don't know. Everybody worried about Kansas City. I'm not worried about Kansas City, man. I mean, people looking at their receiver and they thinking, Tecmo Bowl. They thinking Madden, all that crazy. No, man. I can't see Sean Payton letting them even do that to the Saints like that. So I'm not worried about all that. So my main thing is we take it one game at a time. Everything else gonna straighten out itself for us. I believe this gonna be one of them. When we all at the end gonna be happy. We went through 3 miserable years, Q. 3 miserable years. I think this gonna be the year where they finally just jumped that hurdle.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, brother Trell. I mean, the way the rest of the remaining schedule flipped out. You look at how Atlanta is sunk, and of course the Philly is not a very good team. They stumbling trying to figure out a way, and really besides if we play up to our strengths, we know we can run pretty much beat every team on the schedule. It'll be a battle against KC, but I don't see the Saints letting Tyreek Hill do that kind of stuff to him. They roll protection to his side cover. And this is the thing. Kwon Alexander is brought here to cover the tight end. All of the elite tight ends, no matter who they are. And that's definitely a guy for a guy like Kelsey, who's a big weapon for young Mahomes boys. So you have two guys that he throws to a lot of them guys, Hartman and all of those guys. But you got to get to that, man. You got to get back. You can't let Patrick Homeboy sit back there and throw that ball, man. You got to knock him around and beat his ass and keep him contained and don't let him roll out the pocket and make plays. I think a lot of the fact that the Saints are getting athletic linebacker play from Kwon Alexander to cover up the tight end. Also, he does a good job of blitzing. He can spy that quarterback if you need him. If you're going to face guys like Russell Wilson sooner or later, you might even see that young man from the Arizona Cardinals. That guy is absolutely Kyler Murray. These guys are splendid, man. These are athletes, man. And they're really great at living outside of the pocket. But we have to get ready for those teams and take care of business against the Falcons in Carolina and Philly and Kansas City and Denver and the rest of these guys. The schedule looks pretty soft, but that's only on paper. We still have to take care of business. And
it helped Jenkins out a little bit, too. It helped Malcolm Jenkins not having to always cover tight ends.
That's right.
He can kind of stay natural now.
That was
he don't have to do all that.
Go ahead, Trell.
Oh, no, I was copping off you. I was just saying with Jenkins, getting Kwon in and even help Jenkins because now Jenkins don't have to worry about that. He could kind of stay natural at his position now and focus more on the coverage. So not just getting Kwon on the field, it helps a whole lot, majority of that defense. So, man, we're going to see. I'm excited to see Kwon because I'm a big LSU fan, too. So I'm happy to see Kwon, come down there and do his thing down there because I know, man, he gonna be happy to be back home. He going to be happy to be back home playing.
Yeah, I think so, especially once he gets a full hang of playing in the Saints defense as a starter. I'm healthy, man, and his athleticism just not only cover the tight end, but he can also once he makes the interception plays, he covers sideline. We can have a tandem of linebackers similar to what you see what Tampa Bay have, or some of these other teams like the Chargers and guys that have sideline to sideline linebacker play. Those guys bouncing sideline to sideline, making plays. You could actually see that occur with the Saints defense. And I definitely look better and more relaxed because you had both safeties playing high. We didn't have to leave Marcus Williams back there by himself. And it's easier then to prevent the big plays when you have those safeties like they are. And then you can rely on the strengths of your front four and your linebackers to maintain, the front seven to maintain the day while the secondary handle their business back there. So playing like that is a plus, and that's why Alexander's here, man. He's gonna help out. Plus, him being here pushes Alex Anzalone down into the depth chart, which provides even more depth for your linebackers, which is now a strength now. So you can be able to you can do the 3-4 if you need it. Even though I see us moving toward more of the modified nickel than anything, But the reality at the end of the day is that Alexander will make a big impact on the Saints defense. Just remain healthy. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Q, do I see you getting the Mark Williams jersey or something? Did I hear that?
Say that again, Brother Trail.
Did I hear you say you getting the Marcus Williams jersey?
No, I'm not getting the Marcus Williams jersey, but I am going to give Marcus credit because, like I said, I always liked the man. I said I like the young brother. He a good guy. I just don't think what he's doing right here for the Saints. And even though he looks a lot better, I got to give him credit. He made a play on it. He went and got the ball there that time. That was a good play. I need to see more of that from Marcus Williams. And I'm thinking, I was hoping to see more of that progression with Malcolm Jenkins, with him the same way I see that tutorship from Emmanuel Sanders with all those young wide receivers. I was hoping to also see that tutorship, that mentorship from Jenkins to Williams.
Yeah.
Because that's a large part why the Saints brought Jenkins in here for that experience, so you can school Marcus Williams on the back end. So hopefully we'll start to see that on this side of the season, more smarter play from Marcus Williams.
And Swearinger, I mean, I know everybody wanted to see him play back there. He's not fast enough. He's a big hitter now, but he's not fast enough. I think if he had a little speed, I think Payton would have probably benched Marcus Williams probably 3-4 games ago. But because of Swearinger, I think because of his speed, Payton not taking that chance putting him back there like that. Not like that. Not on every way. He got to play every down like that. I don't think Payton was ready for that. I believe if he did have somebody he could trust back there, I truly do believe he would have benched Marcus, though. I think he would have took him out, wouldn't have hesitated with it. But I believe it's almost dealing with the speed. Man, these receivers fast, and you can blow by a safety quick, real quick. So I believe, too, the reason why you didn't see him back there as much as you want to, because he's not that fast at all. He a good hitter, and he can do a little coverage. I mean, I don't see no difference between him and him. I done see him got blown up on some plays, too. But I just think because of that speed, though, because of that, the way the receivers is today's game, man, they really quick back there. I believe he would have got torched, even more than Marcus Williams would have got torched. So I think Payton was just like, man, you know what? What's the probably why he didn't even try to go get Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas not a fast, he a hitter, but he's not even a fast safety back there. So that's probably why you see Payton didn't even make move on them guys. You know what? Marcus got a little speed, he just got a little loose marbles up there. You know, that's it. Got a little loose marbles up there. But I think because they don't bring safeties back, so that's no worry anyway. He won't be back. Regardless, he won't be back. Regardless, he could be MVP of the Super Bowl. They probably still ain't bringing him back. Regardless.
Right.
But man, thanks for the call. Let you go for some other calls and get in, man. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna sit back and just finish listening to the show.
All right, Trell. Appreciate you, bro. Who that to you, my man, and be safe out there.
Who that, brother?
Peace. That's Brother Trell chiming in, family. Big ups to the family members. Sorry about that, family. We had some type of issue with the internet. We just dropped out right quick, but we popped right back on. So we still rolling. Much love to Trell. Appreciate Trell for chiming in on the chat. And no doubt about it. You're absolutely right, Trell, man. I like Swearinger. I think Swearinger is a tone setter. And even though Marcus might have him beat athletic-wise, attitude, intensity is why a lot of people like DJ Swearinger. He also makes interceptions for you. But I think the Saints ran with Marcus Williams, and they didn't go out and get a safety because they knew this, like, listen, man, we need to get somebody to cover the tight end so we can leave Malcolm Jenkins and Williams back there in the single high safety look so we don't give up the deep pass. Keep everything in front of us and use and have our front 7 guys to make plays. So that puts a lot of pressure on the front 7 guys to make plays. That means the defensive linemen, all of them, Cam, and they have to not only get pressure on the quarterback, but they also they can't lose containment on the quarterback if he wants to sneak out. Linebackers have to cover the fast tight ends, and they have to play. They have to play and do what they got to do in front. So the front 7 have to step up and handle business. And the back end of the defense did well. Now that package, I love that package. There's no reason why we can't have that. And I will forever be the guy saying, let's keep 2 single high safeties back there. Let's leave them back up there and keep them up there. That's what I'm saying. Let's let those goddamn guys stay back there and not a situation where we see Marcus Williams as a single high safety. He's just not that good in terms of doing it by himself, as you can see. He gives up He gets confused at times back there, and it's in year 4, it's quite troublesome because he should be a borderline Pro Bowl safety at this point. In the fact that he's giving up big plays because he looks lost is problematic for me. But big ups to the rest of the family members. Thank you, Trell, for your call, bro. Big ups to you. Phil and Throw Docs, big ups to you, fam. Good to see you in the chat. Ramsey says, who that Q? Trying to enjoy the show while me and my family are quarantined because my daughter has C19. I'm sorry to hear that, Ramsey, but my prayers is going out to you and all of the great Saint Think Tank family members. Please pray for Brother Ramsey and his family. We love y'all, man. And listen, man, we're going to pray for y'all, man. And it's going to be fine, my brother. So understand that, man. It's something out there, bro. But listen, we're going to pray, and everything going to be fine. So thank you for being here. And much love to you and your family, bro. I'll be with you, bro. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Let's keep going. Troy Augusta, who that to you, Troy? Big ups to you, bro. John Thompson, who that, bro? He says, Big Q, Ty Montgomery make some big plays this week. Hopefully, John, hopefully we'll be able to see him make some plays, bro. Dwayne Washington looking like he's not going to be good to go. If that is indeed the case, then we probably will see an activation of Ty Montgomery, who can then be used in the same set with Elvin Kamara. You can even put him in the slot if you need to. I mean, he's a really good blocker. Ty Montgomery is a very underrated signing, and he's the last remaining component that we bought in the offseason that we haven't seen us get our good value from. And I'm just hoping that we could be able to see that this game, see what he can do. So thank you for that. Well, big ups to you, John. All right, KB said all these teams play hard and bring their best game against the Saints. That's right. While the commentators talk. Dave Kemp says, hey, Big Q, how about getting one of the players on the line? If you get one, all the rest of the players will be here. I guess we could try to do that. Too much try to get them guys on. I'd be too focused covering the team as a whole, and whatnot. And at one time, we was like that, but we focused centered on the family members and just having good content, being entertaining and talking, keeping it real. And I think, we do that. And I know a lot of players, want to be on the show. I just hadn't pressed them, to get on here and follow them up because I'm too busy, you know what I'm saying? But I issue out that to all of the Saints family members, all of the Saints players who do watch the Sports Coma, contact us, contact us and come on the show. I welcome all y'all on the show. Don't matter if you the punter or you the quarterback, it don't make a difference. Come on the show and talk to the rest of the family members out there that love what you're doing. Come on here. Assistant coaches as well. And we got a lot of people listen to the show. I just don't be pressing nobody, you know what I'm saying? I don't really I'm busy, I do 50 plus shows, and I don't really press anybody. I mean, I had several reporters that wanted to come on. I just didn't make I didn't, press them, and get with them because schedules are crazy now. And you're trying to make your schedule work, and my schedule's real busy. But I guess it's that if it's possible, we can work that. Dave, thanks for that, bro. Appreciate it. Jermaine says it's time to punish them on the opposite side. Show no love. True Louisiana said, let's go. Kenneth Sutton says, I'm surprised the 49ers held out so many of their injured players this week. All right, Kay says 6,000 people in the dome. Thank you, Kay. Says Jameis Winston would be a good guess. I'm explaining, man. What the hell you got that eating of W stuff? Who taught you that? That'd be my first question, old Jameis. We'll see about it. I kept saying the cares of money coming in slow, Q. I know, bro. I know. Well, I mean, that's. But we talked about that, though, man. That's what keeping it real is, man. Ain't no play. It's too late in the game for placation. You know what I'm saying? The people understood where that doomsday clock is. They understand that, ain't no time for placation, And that's the whole thing. The world at war right now, and people don't even realize it. In the middle of a war right now, we don't even know it. Because that's what happened when you're in the construct and you believe you think everything gonna remain the same. Then it happened like that. You're like, man, it just happened all of a sudden. No, it been happening. You just wasn't paying attention to it because you was inside of that construct. You wasn't looking at the real world. You was believing them dogs, and you shouldn't have believed. Don't believe them people out there. Please don't. I keep telling y'all that because all they do is lie. That's all they do is lie. That's all they do. They are a bunch of Luciferian bastards. They don't do nothing but lie. every word out of their mouth is a lie. They done sold out. They done sold their souls to all that, and all they do is lie. You know, so like I said, just use your powers of discernment. You know, that's all I can do, just to say stuff about. All right, let's keep it going. Nola Boss says, just drove through Bourbon. It's ridiculous out there, LOL. All right. Sad Scott says, just let half of 75,000 in the dome. They don't want it until they give them the money. Brian says, where was the Saints all year when they, and I think I answered that one from Brian. And like I said, Brian, I just think they needed a galvanizing moment, bro, to kind of set them straight, to get them on the path. And that's what the 49ers represented. Let's see how professional the team attained that winning ways. Now that they knew that they can play that way, let's keep that intensity, that same energy and that passion, and get through the rest of the season that way, because we have a potential in terms of win-loss record. But most of these teams are basically teams that's not going to be competitive in the playoff. Maybe Philly is, because the East is so bad, the NFC East is so bad, that Philly probably would make the playoffs with a losing record. But look like they're trying to put some wins together as well. But like always, you can never underestimate teams in the NFL. Me and you both know that. You can never underestimate them. And then when we think about teams, we also have to think about the fact that we are dealing with, you're not only just dealing with the teams, but you also you're dealing with the referees as well. And we also have to be mindful of that, family. We also have to be mindful of the fact that we are dealing with the pathetic ass referees as well. Boy, we having really difficulties with our internet. I'm gonna go a few more minutes, family. So I'm gonna shut the phone lines down, because I'm gonna end the show a little earlier, family, because all of a sudden our internet acting up. Look like it's getting a little bit better, but anyway, I'm gonna finish out the chat, then that'll be the end of the show. I'd like to thank all the family members for chiming in on the call line. But let's keep it going here. Nola Boss says 20,000 would be about 6 feet apart. Yep. There was a letter that came out that I read. I'm gonna cover it on Q with Big Q. That a church official put out about all this, and I think he was right. Jermaine Scobie said, I'm going I'm going 40 to 3 Saints. Okay, I love that, Jermaine. Thank you. Also, Trail said the same thing. So I'm looking forward to that. The Saints do have enough to do that. They have enough. Jerry says 45 to 10 Saints. Thank you, Brother Jay. Let's see who else we got. Kenny says 49ers all beat up, but we still got to attack. That's right. And remember how it is in the NFL. It's not just the teams. You also got the rotten ass referees too that you beat. You got to beat them, and you got to beat the refs. It's just the same thing every game. It's a shame, isn't it? True Louisiana said this is for the trolls. Saints winning 55 to 2. Sad Scott says Sean Payton may run it up. He petted. Nah, it may be 50 to 10. Well, you never know. You get even with them from what happened last year. I wouldn't be mad at him for doing that. Kenny says, I'm looking for us to score at least 30 points. Thank you, Skinner. Yeah, at least 30. We averaging that much. Is our defense can cut them down to 10 or 13 points, and we beat them by 30 to 13. That's still very 35 to 13 or 33 to 13, 30 to 13, something like that. 10. I could see a score like that playing out. I can even see 31 to 14 playing, or 31-17. I can see stuff like that going on. All right. Thank you for that. Tyra says, she says, I don't feel sorry for the whiners. They wouldn't feel sorry for us, Tyra. But John says 42 to 13. Thank you, John. Let's see. Jermaine says, he says we all on the same page. Okay, good. Thank you for that, family. Tyra says, give him that Earl Puka. John says Nick Mullins ain't ready. Who that? Thank you, John. All right. KB says they're trying to hype him up. Apply pressure. That's right. All right. Kenny says if we rush the QB, I think we should be good, because I'm not worried about us stopping the run. Kai the Great. What up, Kai? He says just want a Saints victory. Don't care what the score is. All right. Thank you, Kai. John says Stephen A., Chris Sims, Skip Bayless talking smack, hyping up Nick Mullins. Yeah, I mean, they hate you. They hate the Saints. So they're going to put pressure in. They're going to put all the love in your opponent. 504 Hot Boy says Kyle knows he's going to have to call his best game of the year if he has a chance. They are desperate because they're 4-5. A loss puts them at 4-6. So this team wants to keep playing, They want to keep on. KBC also playing outside in the rain. I think we indoors on this. This is a home game for us, isn't it? I want to make sure here. This is a home game for us, so I think we should be all fine in the dome. You know, we should be able to take the 41ers in the dome here. You know, and take care of business here in the dome. So I think we'll be fine as far as that's concerned. Let's see what else we got here. Jermaine says that's why I'm talking. He says that's why I'm talking about below them 69ers. Just blow them 69ers out. Thank you, Jermaine. Appreciate you. Jamal says Marcus Williams needs to tap into some courage. Yes, yes, yes. Dave says now rank those teams Broly. All right. 504 High Boy said Demario Davis at least top 5 linebacker. Yes. John says some of those guys on that list are names. Demario should be a top 5. Go look at the tape. Yeah, he should be. He constantly get disrespected though, bro. I mean, he averaged 100 tackles every year you've been here, but you don't get a Pro Bowl nod. Don't even look in his direction. Shouldn't be nothing different than what you're seeing happen to Colston or Zach Streif and the rest of these guys, right? They perform and play excellent and don't get any credit for it. So I mean, that's just, you know, more of the same, right? More of the same, right? All right. Tramal says Philly is terrible. John Thompson's John says 49ers will try to run a lot of wide receiver screens, defense. We got this. That's right. Yeah, that's true. And Shanahan's is crafty. He's going to get his wide receivers out. He's going to use some misdirection. A lot of trick plays, too. When your standard offense is not there, they're going to do a little trickery. They're going to be a death surprise to see them go for it on 4th downs and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a little bit of desperation in them, too. But all that shit, you go up to nothing if the Saints play their game. Derek Hennessy, who that to you, Derek? He says, team needs to stay focused and not cocky. Thank you. Well said. Brandon Coma, who that to you? Brandon says, he says, oh, your defense got 2 or more turnovers. He said, oh, offense. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we can force turnovers from them, man. Just get the Nick Mullins and knock him around and put the pressure on him to win the game. And I think we'll be the same recipe we did against Tampa applies to them and Atlanta. You get pressure on them, knock them around, stop them from running the ball. They're banged up as hell, you know, and we just have to take advantage of it. And more importantly, come out of it with the win and no injuries. That's the key, man, to beat this team without losing anybody to injuries. You know, you get what I'm saying there? That's a major part of it too. Nola Boss is his crab leg fetish. Thank you, bro. All right. Jamal says Philly's terrible. John says 49ers will try to run a lot. Yeah, I said that. Tyra says that Earl for Cook, LOL. Collinator, what's up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Who that to you as well. So big ups to the family members, man, in the chat. Much love to your family. And thank y'all for joining me on this one, man. I apologize for my internet bottomed out like they did. It just dropped for whatever damn reason. Day's been kind of wacky as far as that's concerned, man. But anyway, we still been able to get at least 2.5 hours worth of shows in 2.5 hours. Slick Rick, who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Big ups to you. Thank you for joining us as well. So we still was able to get 2 hours, a good show time in this sucker anyway. And it all still worked out. So I'd like to thank all the family members for joining us in this edition of the Sports Cast. As always, feel free to shop at the Pro Shop. All proceeds go to the platform to help grow the platform. As you know, we've been doing a lot of fantastic things with a lot of, you know, whatever we make, we pump back into the platform. We were able to add more products to the merch shops. We have new gear available. We got new hats coming out. We also have the apps that are available for the Android phone. Apple still working on the Apple app. They're super slow, so we still waiting on the iPhone app for the Sports Coma app. But if you have Android, you can go to the Play Shop and put in the Sports Coma the app, and you can be able to download it and get you one and download the app onto your phone and never miss a show again. Also go to the merch store and check out all the gear we got. We got sweaters and shirts, hats, coffee mugs, smartphone cover cases, keychains, every damn thing. It's like everything. It's literally hundreds of dozens of products available at the Pro Shop. I just had it replaced, Jim Kev. I had it replaced 2 months ago. The one I had when I got it over a year ago was good, and I just had them to replace the router and all of it, to put new equipment in there 3 months ago. Remember when I told y'all about that? Thank you, Verlin, for your super chat, bro. Thank you for it. He says 42-17. I hope the D coordinator keeps the too high look and sending the D line. I'm wondering what happened to the kick. All kicks are going out the end zone when we used to pin teams. All right. That's true. Thank you for the super chat there, Verl, and much love to you, fam. Appreciate you, bro. Also, let the family members know to check out alternative broadcasting. As we are on Twitch, you can go to Twitch and simply put in the Pro Media Network, and it'll pull up our Twitch page, or are available over there as well, so you can check that out. But also Pro Radio, the link is in the chat for Pro Radio. You can sign up and listen to all the shows, even going way back in the day. All that's available at Pro Radio, Sports Coma, Pelican Post Game Report, Ring King Boxing, and Tough Tiger Talk. All available on Pro Radio, link in the chat and in the description section. And then also let you know about our Patreon.com. If you want to join Patreon, go to patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. Get access to lock content, over 20 shows of TSC Q&A, live lock show that we do on every Tuesday at 6. Also On Q with Big Q is another show that we do as well, when we cover a lot of the real stuff and that's really going on outside the construct that I talk about. All that's available on Patreon. So if you want to join up, you can join up for as low as $1 a month. $1 a month, that's really nothing, but we make it into something. If you want to level up your support. So feel free to check that out, as well as patreon.com/the Pro Media Network as well. So I'd like to thank all of the family for joining us today on the Sports Coma. Much love to you and Yearns. The reality is, man, like I said, the Saints should be able to win this game by double digits. If we don't play down to our competition. And I think we will be fine. I think we will be fine. I think we'll be great. I think we'll be everything that we're supposed to be to win this game. I don't anticipate us having a drop off or a drop back and being a 3-point win or something like that. But listen, anything can happen in the NFL. And remember, the Saints are not just playing the 49ers. They're playing the referees too. We're going against the same referee staff that called us for 9 penalties early in the year against the Chargers. We having that same staff. That when the referees come in, the only way to take them out is to blow out the team and dominate them. So the referees are taken out of the game. So just remember that we playing 2 people when they come in the dome. We playing the 49ers and the referees coming in there to give them help. Just to let you know, that's how it is. That's the reality we deal with, and we see it, straight up. But once again, hit the like button, family. Thank y'all for joining us on the Sports Coma today. We'll be back with the Sports Coma on I think it's it's a Thursday afternoon game, so we'll be back around 2:00 on Sunday with the TSC virtual tailgate. So be looking out. So we'll have the recap of the 49ers and Saints matchup with the post game on Sunday. Also, this is a programming note for the family members for the rest of the stream is to note that tonight we'll have the Pelican post game report on our Pelican post game report channel. So feel free to go in the links, in the below. If you're a Pelican fan, sign up for the Pelican post-game report. Saturday, we're doing a Tough Tiger Talk to recap the news of the week with the Tigers. Going on with them. We'll open up the phone lines as well. Uncle Mazi will join us with Tough Tiger Talk on Saturday. That'll be the upcoming Saturday, and Pelican post-game report on tonight. So be mindful of that, family. Look in the links below. If you're a Pelican fan or a LSU fan, join the other platforms as well. So I just want to give y'all a shout out. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And much love to everything and all that you do. Madge Prime says I would love a blowout, but a win is a win. Win by 14. I feel that Jameis will play in the 4th. I certainly hope so. So I thank all of you guys for your support. Thank you for joining us here. And I'll see you guys later. Who dat?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking indeed. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party post-its. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Reviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or robbery could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know for bull. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys